What's up guys, Volt here bringing you a brand new Fast and Furious car remake. In today's remake, I'm bringing you the 2020 Toyota Supra Mark V that Han drives in the Fast and Furious 9. This is a pretty highly requested car. Took me a while to actually build it to complete standard specifications. Again, I'm probably going to mess up on this one as I did with Morimoto's Z33, 350Z type deal. And if I do, always check the top comment, and if you actually, find out something that I don't know about this build and you actually have proof, let me know and you will be on the top comment as well, pinned on the actual video. So as you see here, this is the car in all its glory. Again, it was a decently highly requested car. I'll put as many of them as I can find on screen right now. I mean, a lot of people have been requesting this, mainly the same person over and over again. But as you can see, in all its glory, it's pretty nice looking, pretty beautiful. So unfortunately for you guys, I have not seen the brand new movie, so I can't really tell you what is on the plate of this car, let alone what is on the modifications. Luckily, there is screenshots from the movie on a page online, so I can actually look up that and work and build my car off of that, and that's what I did for this build. So as we always do, we're going to start with the base price. You want to go to the internet. We're going to go to the Travel and Transport website. We're going to go to the Legendary Motorworks website, and you want to find yourself the Dinka Jester RR, part of the Los Santos Tuners update. Now, if you do not have the trade price, which I do right here, the base price or the normal price for the car is going to be $1,990,000. If you do have the trade price, it's going to be $1,477,500. Pretty decent buy for this car, again based on a 2020 Toyota Supra Mark V. For this price right here, it's not too bad. I would say $1 million to $1.2 million would be pretty good, but this price, it's okay for a collection car anyways. And again, a lot of people have actually requested it. It's really decent at racing, and it does have a decent bit of customization. So once you have your car and you have your color, meet me at the Los Santos car meet location. As you see here, this is where we are. And we will go over the customization, the build for this, and yeah, we're just going to go over it in general. And apparently Han's, watching over us because his car's right over there, as you can see. So anyways, we're going to go modify this. The Dinka Jester RR is in the sports category. Pretty much self-explanatory. Two-door sports car, 2020 Toyota Supra Mark V. That's what it's based on. And it looks pretty good. Actually, Rockstar did a really decent job with this build. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, as you can see, Han's over there watching us build his Supra. So hopefully I do a decent job on that. And you guys can let me know down in the comment section down below what you think of the car, the color, the build, and just, my designs in general. I always like hearing, positive feedback, even negative feedback. And again, if I ever mess up on anything and you let me know and you have proof, you will always be mentioned in the top comment. I do not take full credit for anything. Like if I mess up, I actually want to fess up to it. I don't want to say, oh no, I'm right, you're wrong. No, that's not what I do. I do this for you guys. I build these for you guys, and yeah. As always, I go over the overall look, the visual appearance, and the basic design and the car and how it's portrayed in the movie, game, or anywhere else in general itself. Anything I don't go over is completely up to you. I just put a few staples in, and if you want to recreate my build or how I designed this car in general, and take it maybe into consideration to other cars as well, then you just want to follow what I do. So without further ado, let's get into the build. So the first thing we're going to do is go to bumpers. You want to go to the front bumper, and you want to put on the secondary super splitter. Now, I think this fits the best. It has like a kind of splitter on the front, as well as like maybe like, kind of like black canards, which unfortunately we cannot do. It's just mainly all carbon the entire time. And to get this design, it is going to pretty much be carbon. So the thing I think works the best is the secondary super splitter, because the secondary color is what we're going to be doing for pretty much the base trim around the car, the splitter, the skirts, and the rear bumper as well. And it will also match the mirrors, so that's what you want to do for that. If you would do the primary, it would be orange, or the crew color, which I have a custom crew color for this for Han's build, so you don't want to do that. So secondary super splitter, my best choice. After that, move on to the rear bumpers. You want to go to the secondary focus diffuser. Now I think this fits the best. It does again have a kind of diffuser on the back. It has like the wings on the front. It's kind of like a wing aspected car. Like it has like a kind of like a fin on the front, a fin on the side skirts, and a fin on the rear diffuser. So there you go. That's the one we're going to go for, is the secondary focus diffuser. So the secondary color will be on this car part as well. From there we move on to the canards. You just want to put none. Didn't have any nice pointy canards on the front, so don't worry about adding that. From there we move on to the engine. Now this is completely up to you. I don't know what's underneath the hood. I never saw pictures of it, or I never really got confirmation of what was underneath the hood. So again, it's all up to you. I think for the most part, I went with stock. So engine block is going to be stock. The cam cover is also going to be stock. And the strut brace is also going to be stock. Again, you can change it however you like, but I just kept it all stock to save money, and we don't get, again, much confirmation underneath the hood, so I'm not changing if I don't know, the real aspect or the real modifications that are underneath the hood. After that, I move on to the exhaust. You want to put on the big bore exhaust. It had a nice wide exhaust at the back, nice tight, like chrome exhaust in the back. Looks really, really nice and clean. As you can see there, get rid of the smoke a little bit so you guys can see them a little easier. Looks really nice. And those are the ones I choose. From there, we move on to the headlights. I went with the stock headlights. You don't want to add any different color to it. It didn't really have anything. So, just stock headlights are the best choice. From there, we move on to the hood. You want to go to hood catches. You want to put none on there. Didn't have any hood catches. Don't worry about changing or adding those. From there, we move on to the actual hood itself. I put on the carbon hood. The livery design for the car actually had like a black stripe going down the middle on the hood. And, we can't really do that with any of the actual pieces here. And it was pretty much like the stock hood, but it was, had the smooth stripe on it. So the best thing I could do to kind of replicate that design, and again, you have to use your imagination, is the carbon hood. From there, we move on to the interior. Now, this is all based on my little bit of judgment on this. I don't really know what is going on in this exactly. Like, I don't see any pictures. Looks like there's somebody in my lobby. And, yeah, I don't really see any pictures other than maybe like one or two. If you guys find any pictures or know what is in the interior of this and have proof, again, let me know, and I will make the adjustments in the top comments pinned. So, you go to interior type, you want to go with the stock design. There you go. From there, you move on to the dash. You want to keep the stock dash. Again, it wasn't any kind of special dash that I was aware of. Possibly carbon, but I highly doubt it. From there, we move on to the dials. It had like a big LCD screen in the front. It didn't have any dials that I noticed. So again, I wouldn't go with any dials. From there, we move on to the doors. You just want to keep the stock doors. Again, pretty much a basic, I would say almost somewhat stock Toyota Supra, but that is, again, to be notified in the pictures. And once the movie actually comes out and I can actually watch it and see. From there, we move on to the seats. I would say stock seats are the best choice. They look like the best seats, and they actually look like the ones in the movie. I don't think they have like any kind of painted seats or bucket seats or anything. So the ones I went with are just keeping the stock seats. Again, I believe the most of the interior in here is going to be stock. From there, we move on to the steering wheel. It had pretty much the basic steering wheel, so I wouldn't change or do anything with that. After that, we move on to the roll cage, and I don't believe it had a roll cage in it. Again, if you guys know it does have a roll cage in it, let me know, but I saw pictures from the front and everything, and the interior when I believe Mia was sitting next to him, that it didn't have a roll cage that I noticed. It had like a giant like magnet or something in the back, but that's pretty much all you could do. After that, move on to the lights. You want to go do headlights. You just want to keep them stock. Kind of has like the white lights, so you don't have to worry about paying for the white lights. White lights will be a little bit brighter, but the stock lights are just fine. From there, we move on to the neon kits. Neon layout's going to be none, because I didn't believe there was any neon on the car, and it seems like they kind of pushed away from the neon in the later movies. It just seems like it's more based around action and explosions and Michael Bay type films than street racing anymore. So no neon, unfortunately. It's kind of sad because this thing will probably look pretty cool in neon. Yeah, it would. After that, we move on to the livery. Now, I personally went with none. I think it looks better without one. But if you really wanted to kind of get that black stripe on the side that kind of goes up the door, you could go with like the black 90s graphics. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like a pure black stripe. It has the Jester name in it on each side, which is kind of stupid. But, if you really wanted to kind of get that little bit more of a look to it, then I would definitely go with this. Otherwise, I would just stick with none. Now, a lot of people say, oh, why did they design it this way? Well, a lot of people think that it is designed for two reasons. One, it's a Supra. This is to commemorate and, remember Paul in the Fast and Furious franchise. So, it's a mixture between not just Han, but it's also Paul. Along with the orange, which I did come up with a custom crew color. You probably noticed it probably changed throughout the video from at the beginning till now. I can explain. I actually got kicked out of that last lobby while I was in mid recording, and I just decided to redo it once I got back from my moving time. So I came up with the custom crew color. I think it turned out really good. It is actually a custom crew color I'm using for Han's RX-7 that I'm going to be recreating later. Yes, you heard me right. I'm going to recreate that. Hopefully it gets good reviews. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But it is a House of Color Sunset Orange Pearl. And this is the custom crew color I came up with. I think it looks beautiful in the light. It's nice and kind of vibrant a bit. And in the dark, it's not too dark and it's not too overpowering in the dark. It's kind of just more dumbed down. It just looks really great. It looks a lot better than the actual orange. As you can see, I am in a different lobby. Han is no longer over there in the corner. It's actually Sean. He took his place. So that's fine. They're both drifters. And, the new DK is actually watching me customize Han's car. But again, I mean, it's a Toyota Supra. It's supposed to commemorate not only Han with his colors and his look to it, the orange and the black and all that, but also Paul Walker as well. Or Brian. So it's I would say kind of like a mixture. It's pretty cool. I actually think and like the design quite a bit. Still not a fan of the 2020 Supras. I love the 1994 to 1996 area. But that's just me, and just the Mark IVs are just, they're my favorite. They're always going to be my favorite, and I honestly believe I even like them more than Skylines. So, enough of me rambling on. Let's move on with the video. So, after that, we move on to the louvers. I would put no louvers on. There's a nice clean window on the back. Nice back rear window right there you can see through. And I just think that looks better. After that, move on to the mirrors. You want to go with the stock mirrors. It didn't have a special kind of mirrors. It definitely wasn't painted, and they definitely weren't carbon. They were actually black. So I definitely stick with the stock mirrors to keep that, black color to them. From there, we move on to the plate. Now, I put on a blue and white too, and I don't really know what was on the plate. I don't think anybody really knows what was on the plate. But again, my custom plates are not working. They're just not working. The iFruit app's broken. They need to update the app on the Social Club. We need to start a petition on there. The iFruit app is still actually really useful, even though people don't think it is. You can make custom plates, you can design your cars on there, you can build your cars on there. It's just overall a great app, and I just need to update it for newer phones, a newer time, or just add it to the Social Club in general. That would make it 10 times easier as well. At least a custom plate option. That would be the best. So yeah, for me, I put on a blue and white too, and I just put on a tuner plate. Same as for last, we move on to the roof. Now, you go to the roof fins. I didn't put any on. I didn't think it had any, and I don't think it had like an aerial or anything like that, so I would definitely keep it none. I'm not sure if that's a subscriber or not, or a fan, or just a random person, because I have display and notifications and names and everything off. Just makes the video look a lot cleaner, in my personal opinion. After that, move on to the roof. I wanted the beveled roof. It kind of has like these little look to it, like this kind of like indented look, and it just looks really, really cool. I like it. I like the design of it. And it's how it is in the movie. Again, I will show pictures. It's so hard to find pictures for this thing. But I will do my best to find pictures for it, and there you go. After that, I move on to the skirts. You want to go with the secondary Dinka skirts. Now, I think these look the best. The entire bottom of the car was pretty much made of carbon. It had like a diffuser, a rear diffuser, splitter, and these skirts on the side as well. And again, they're all carbon, and they go up to a certain angle, so I would definitely go with the secondary Dinka skirt. The reason I say secondary is because it matches the black color that is going to be your secondary, and it also matches, the carbon look for the hood as well. After that, move on to the spoiler. You want to put none. It didn't have a spoiler on. Now, if you really wanted to put a little bit of a spoiler on, add a little bit more traction, I would go with possibly something like a primary ducktail, or, something pretty small. I guess the primary ducktail is pretty much the best thing you could do for that. But again, I don't think it had a spoiler on it. I think it was just stock as is. So I would just go with none. If you want to recreate it to, the more resembling of the actual movie build, I would definitely go with none. And this car still does have pretty good traction overall. From there, we move on to the Sunstrips. It didn't have one, so don't worry about adding those, guys. It just kind of... I like the Sunstrip idea. It's pretty cool, but yeah, it didn't have one, so don't add one. After that, we move on to the suspension. I put on a competition suspension. You're probably like, what? Why a competition? The main reason I say this is because the fitment for this car was absolutely impeccable. The body kit plus the actual wheels and like, you know, the wheel arches and everything, they fit really, really nice on this car. Like, it doesn't, like, this is one of the very few cars that it actually fits really nice on. As you can see, it doesn't like have the body kit going out too far, and doesn't have great fitment. It has actually pretty decent, if not almost really, really great fitment for this car. And I still think, you know, how low it was in the actual movie, a competition suspension is perfect for it. After that, we move on to the vent braces. I wouldn't put any on. I don't think it had any. It had a nice open front grille, like a front bumper and everything. So I would just keep none, personally. From there, we move on to the wheels. You want to go to wheel type. You want to go down to the street category, and you want to put on the Mercie concave rims. Now, these I think fit the best. They have like the same exact design, as well as like the rivets on the inside as well. And they just fit really, really nice. They're nice and kind of sunken in, or more concave, as you know, the rims actually, you know, say in per se. And I just think they fit really, really well. They actually look almost like the ones that are actually in the movie. I'm so glad that Rockstar actually added some new rims, being the street and the track. Sadly, you cannot make them chrome, which I wish they would have made an option for that, because most of the rims, if not majority of the older rims, were made of all chrome. Nowadays it's like black or possibly chrome. But yeah, I would say still, you know, the street Mercie concave rims are the best option. From there, move on to the wheel color. You want to put them black. You want to make sure they're black as black can be, because they were, well, black. I mean, that's, I can't really say any more than that. They were dark, and the dark you can get is black. So yeah, there you go. After that, move on to the tires. Tire design, there's no custom tires, so don't worry about adding that or changing that. After that, move on to the tire enhancements. You can put bulletproof tires on, standard grip tires if you wish. I wouldn't put low grip tires on. I have bulletproof tires on because I was doing races with this thing in the pursuit races, is to test it out into my playlist. So if you really wanted to, you can keep it with bulletproof tires, or you can take it back to standard. I like how you can actually swap them back and forth. It doesn't completely have bulletproof tires anymore. You can actually swap them. So that's really cool. So I'm going to put these back to standard. My apologies for having it on bulletproof. But again, I was doing races in my playlist as I was streaming that one time, and I never changed it back. So there you go. Live change right there, you go. Last, before the windows, will be tire smoke, and you just want to put a white tire smoke on that. Again, I don't really see this changing all that much. Very, very rarely does it, and it's pretty much a good reason why. After that, move on to the windows before the respray and it's going to be a light smoke. I think it had a nice light tint to it. I wouldn't say a super dark tint. If anything, it would probably have either none or light smoke. Again, dark smoke's too much on limos. Just it wasn't completely limbed out. I would say at the most a light smoke, and if you really wanted to, you could probably keep it nice and clean and go with none. Again, I may change my mind and find out more information, more details, and a little bit more on the actual movie, because I didn't get to see it. So if I find out what I think it is more or less in general, and I have, you know, pretty solid proof and everything, make sure you guys do check the top pin comment for any changes in the future to this or any past builds I've done. Alright, and I will see you guys in 2 seconds with a rolled steel primer color. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, I have my car in my primered out rolled steel. Pretty much what I always do for all my builds, so you know if it's a custom crew color, an LSC color. That way I don't lie to you and say, oh no, it's an LSC color, but it actually turns out to be a custom crew color that's on my crew. You need to join my crew or add the hex code and or RGB down in the description below to your own crew to create it. This time it's going to be a custom crew color. It's going to be a custom crew color I created for Han's RX-7 for both the Banshee 900R and the ZR350 that I'm going to be coming out with. Yes, I am going to be recreating it with that, and I'm just going to be taking a big chance. You know the old saying, no guts, no glory. So the custom crew color I came up with is called the House of Color Sunset Orange Pearl. I think it looks really nice. Again, really vibrant in the light and not too vibrant in the dark. And it just has a nice hue to it. Also, the best part is you do not need a pearlescent with it, so that does not kind of, you know, overlap the actual hood and make it look terrible. So there you go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to primary color. We're going to go down to the crew color, and I will put the hex code on screen right now for you guys right now. There you go. And you just want to place that crew color right over top. So boom, there you go. Absolutely stunning, very beautiful. I don't know who's in my car. Whoever you are, I appreciate you no matter what. And yeah, it just looks great. It really does. After that, we move on to the secondary color. You want to go down to a classic, and you want to go up to a graphite. Now you're probably thinking, well, why don't you go up to a black? Well, I could go with a black. I really could. But I think a graphite is good enough. It's dark enough. It also matches the carbon that's on the hood, as well as the splitter, skirt, and the diffuser as well. So I think graphite is still the best option. Again, I may change my mind. Make sure you guys do check top pin comment for any changes that may be in the future for this build or in the past for any other builds I did before. After that, move on to the trim color. I went with a dark steel. I guess you can't really see that now. I think it came stock with a dark steel. If you really wanted to, you could probably go with like a graphite, make it nice and dark. And I probably would even change it to a graphite. So maybe I'll even do that right now. So there you go. I'll change it to a graphite. Dark steel's decent, but a graphite, it had pretty much a nice black interior anyways. And graphite just matches, again, the hood, the skirt, the diffuser, the splitter, and just, the car in general, the mirrors and all that. So, yeah, graphite, good way to go. So, yeah, it does come stock with dark steel. I would definitely change to a graphite. After that, move on to the accent color. I went with an ice white. I don't really know what color it actually was. So, I would just say stick with an ice white. It changes just, like, the dials and everything. And most of the time, you can't really see the dials that much in this one. But I would say just an ice white is the best choice. And that is it. That is how you recreate Han's 2020 Toyota Supra Mark V from Fast 9. Now this car is, again, a decently highly requested car. And again, I do apologize for getting kicked out and changing it up. I wish Han was over there in the corner. It would have made a little bit more sense. But, another Drift King, or the Drift King in general, is actually, watching me recreate, an idol of, or a big part of his life's car. So, and the best thing is, Han's not dead. So, maybe it's a sign. I don't know. Who knows? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our parking spot. Oh, it's Victor. Okay. I was wondering who it was. This is Victor. He is a longtime, I want to say, subscriber, friend, viewer, all the above. And, I get his opinion on a lot of cards I build, saying about custom crew colors and such like that. So, there you go. And as you can see, it's dark out right now. I will actually cut it to when it becomes daytime so you guys can actually see this in the dark and in the daytime. So, we'll go outside when it's dark, and then I'll actually cut it to when it's daytime out there as well. So, let's go outside right now when it's dark. I will enable passive mode. So, we're just going to go exit the LS car meet. If it lets me, there we go. This might be a little bit longer of a video, but there you go. This is the color in the dark. Again, it's not too overpowering. It's not too orange in the dark. Like, it's not too vibrant. There's no pearlescent on it at all, so you don't have to worry about that. Again, it doesn't mess up the carbon fiber on the hood or anything. And, I mean, this is a really, really close what you can do in GT Online for this car. So, I'm going to sit right here, I'm going to do a little spin, and then I will cut to when it turns daytime and do a little spin in the daytime, and then I will pretty much end the video there. So there you go, guys. As you can see, color in all its glory, nighttime and in the day. And yeah, we're just gonna go for a little cruise. Pretty much what I always do is just go right down here, take this left, and go straight out. This thing's actually really fast, and it's actually a really good racer car too, for like the pursuit races and the street races. But I think that's gonna be it, and wrapping up this video. So as always, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down in the comment section down below for what build you want me to build next. Just one, guys, just one. I do get a lot of requests, and I've been falling majorly behind because I've been not having internet and just, all that fun jazz. And I feel bad because there's a lot of requests I probably just skipped over, forgot, so I apologize about that. But we're going to be getting back into it, guys. We're going to be getting back into the swing of things, and I'm going to be all caught up, and then I'm going to be able to build, better designed cars from like older movies and such, and maybe even different movies too. I don't know. We'll see. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.